10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going down? Hey, everyone in chat, thanks for joining us. Welcome to another episode of Ladies Discourse. Good to see you all. How is everybody?
Doing
Fantastic.
amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
I'm a fan here. This three ladies, come on. I'm here as a groupie today. So I
Same.
look at that. That's love you too. Like this, love, whatever, this.
We need to come up with like a handshake.
I know, the Mexican handshake.
Yeah.
You're one of the gang, Georgia, and it's always good to see you. What have you been doing? What's been happening?
With me, a lot. I've been very active. I've been very, very active on the community, Twitter spaces every day, trying to represent the ladies of Hex. It's very important that we are part of the conversation. You know, we worked very hard, all of us, to be included, to be part, to make the community grow with the ladies. So I think we need to represent. And I've been doing a lot of streams too. And I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. I'll talk forever, you know me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. And welcome, Hobbrule. How you been going? What you been up to?
Oh man, I've just been, I've been all over Twitter. I've been trying to analyze how long it'll take for Pulse launch, but more like, I'm kind of lurking Pulse dev. I'm trying to figure out some clues. But it really doesn't make much of a difference, right? I mean, it's going to launch when it launches. I'm going to hold for a while, so my life isn't really going to change when it launches other than I'm going to be excited. But, well, it's cool. Everyone's working. Everyone that has a project on the Pulse chain is working hardcore since V3, and they're going to work again when mainnet launches. So it's really exciting. A lot's going on.
Absolutely. And you've been doing some streams as well, Hobbrule?
Class and I just did a stream like a second ago. But sporadically. It's we're coming out of a bear, so whatever that means, there's different sorts of streams. People streams at different times. Sometimes in a bear they don't stream as much. Class has been pretty consistent though, I think. Streaming right now, right at this moment. That's pretty good.
And I just want to say a quick thank you to D'Artagnan. Thanks for the $5. We appreciate your contribution. That's lovely of you. And hey, Claz, how you been doing?
Good. I have had the week off. I'm trying to clear my mindset for Pulsechain so I can let those mad gains come to me. Sometimes like if I have a week off, it's really good like mental clarity to like let money come in, if that kind of makes sense. Like you got to make room for it in like your mental space. So that's what I've been about this week.
That's amazing. What about you, Sammy? Tell us about you, Sammy.
Wow. Well, I've just been, busy working, busy. Every morning I've been waking up and looking at Richard's tweets just to make sure we haven't gone live, and just chats and making sure I don't miss a beat. I think there's still a few updates. Hobbrule, you know more in the dev chat. There was a few things that came out that still need to be added, and Richard Hart tweeted this morning that there's still a few things that are happening there. So, it's all a little bit exciting. But, I've been busy, just working. Went out for dinner last night, and that was amazing. Ate too much food. I just want to say hi to chat. Hey, Jack. Hey, Kool-Aid. Hey, T-Bird. Sandy Beach. Scarlet Bruce. D Bunny. D'Artagnan.
We have everyone. The gang is here, guys. It's amazing. We have so much support, and we support you guys when you stream. So come and support the ladies of Hex, the ladies of Discourse, or Discourse lady. I'm so confused. So many ladies. I call it the ladies of Hex because, at least we're all Hex.
That's
Ladies
awesome.
of Blurryville.
Bring on
Oh,
a new lady Hexican, Miriam. So let's say a big welcome to Miriam. Hey, Miriam, how you going?
Hey,
Hi,
good.
Miriam.
I'm a little nervous.
Welcome,
That's all
Joan.
right.
Welcome.
don't be. You're in good company.
Fine.
You look
Happy you're
beautiful.
here.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Look at
welcome
that.
to the show, and thanks for joining us today. And I can see that you're a new Hexican. I saw you on Twitter, and that's why I reached out to you, because it's always good to meet the new ladies in the space. And did you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and crypto and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so actually my husband is the one that got me into crypto. He's been in it a little bit longer than I have. So I'm still like very new. So I'm learning from everyone. Like I've been watching a lot of live streams from you guys. Like I just watched Hot Pearl and Class on their previous live stream.
Claire.
Yes.
Somebody watched us.
Yay.
So I'm just trying to like, catch up with everyone and see, what you guys have to show. But yeah, so I don't have much experience yet.
Don't worry, Cams. Just don't be shy. That's all trust me. Don't be shy. Just do it. You know what? One of the ladies of Discourse, Miss Serena Lonzi, she's not here. She's one of the OGs. She's had
awesome.
the first YouTube video, and that's one of the first videos that I watched in Hex. And she was explaining how she could start doing, how she started. And it goes all back to Richard Hart when he said, just do it. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it little by little. If you see the videos that I posted on my Mom's in Crypto YouTube channel at the beginning, a year and a half almost ago, it was terrible. But I'm so proud of it. So I'm going to leave it there so someone else could get motivated. So just do it. Just do it.
It's true.
And you don't get intimidated because of this ladies right here. I think it's a privilege to be here, and it's a privilege to learn from them. And that's all. Because I'm still.
We're all super different, Miriam. Like you'll find that in the community. Like you'll learn different things from different people, because we're very accepting community though. Like I will say that about our community. We have all different types of people, different religions, different this, different that, different belief systems, different cultural values. But we're extremely accepting people, and we love hanging out together despite our diversity.
That's right.
Yeah. So welcome to the club. Welcome to the party. And we do a lot of really cool, fun stuff. Apart from talking about crypto, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in the space. So you be aware that Richard Hart's forking Ethereum. We do conferences, meetups, things like that, and they're always a lot of fun. So, you always can meet new friends, and streaming is a way to do that, and also reach out to the community and show off your talents. And so I was seeing that you're a crochet. You do crochet. So what do you do?
I honestly do a bit of everything because I'm like the type of person that gets easily inspired by literally everyone and anyone. So I've been doing like a couple of like plushies, like you kind of see behind me there. Lately I've been doing hats, and then I've been kind of diving into like clothes. So hopefully I'll get into that. And my husband actually is the one that gave me the idea to do hex related things, and I was like, you're right, I probably should, since we're getting into this. So here I am.
That's so cool. Well, have you got anything to show us? Any hats, or have you done anything yet, or you're just starting out?
Besides this hat, I did do a couple of like cup coasters. They're like,
beautiful.
They're like inspired by the colors from Hex and Pulse.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so I'm currently working on a top and see how that turns out.
Fashion has a lot to do with the Hexican community. The community is not only about crypto; it's about a style, a lifestyle, beliefs. We all bring to the table a lot of things, and you bring in fashion. It's amazing because it creates creativity. So that will inspire other young people or old, or not so young, I shouldn't say old, to come and join us and be part of the community. Feel welcome. Good job.
Thank you.
Cool. So there's a lot been happening in the world in regards to the economy. You know, we're seeing some American big banks go down. We're seeing cashless banks here in Australia. You know, it's on for young and old. And Hex price is looking quite decent. So is Bitcoin. Is anyone else bullish on Bitcoin? I mean, I really am.
Kind of. Yeah.
I love it how you introduce the controversy early. I mean, that's so awesome. Oh, that is. I mean, I've been looking at the charts, right? And like, this is going to sound silly to say because I know that you know, there's a lot of expertise in the community when it comes to chart analysis. But I've got a little graphic. Am I allowed to share my screen on this graphic?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you want to single you out or?
No, please don't. I don't even know if I'm like invited on the show, if I can share a screen, actually. Do you have to give me permission? Anyway, don't worry if it's all too hard. But essentially, like if you look at the S&P 500, the BTC graph and the Hex graph, like I hate to say it, but they kind of look similar. Like they've all gone through the downturn from February 2022 until basically March. And then they retested the trend line and they broke through. So, I mean, based on what you see on the graphs. Oh, look, I can present now. Share screen.
Beautiful.
Window. Yeah, share.
Draw it for us, please.
And I will share this if it will go on.
Oh, here it goes, Claire. Hang on.
It's just loading up. Yeah.
There we go.
So this is a weekly graph, and the top one is S&P 500, the middle one's BTC, the bottom one's Hex. And I was looking at the 10 MA versus the 20 MA. So the green line is the 10-day moving average, or in this case, it would be the 10 weekly moving average. And then the red line is the 20. So when the 10 is below the 20, well, that's a bit bearish. And you can see from February 2022, you know, we were in this big downtrend where the 10 is below the 20. And that was like replicated across BTC and Hex. And then when it came to basically around March time, see this blue line is the downward trend line. We tested that trend line and we bounced off it in March. And so we're all bouncing off this trend line. So if you look at the maths, like the graphs, it would seem pretty bullish. I'm not saying my sentiment is, thanks, Sammy, I'm done sharing that. I'm not saying my sentiment is fully bullish, but I'm saying if you just purely look on these graphs, it looks like that.
Absolutely. And did you see Richard Hart's tweet about the government selling off Bitcoin? He made a tweet.
I saw that. Maybe read it out.
I'll just try and find it just so we can talk a little bit about how much Bitcoin they're selling. And I mean, obviously at any time it can hit the skids like anything.
I wonder where that came from. Is that the Silk Road Bitcoin that they're finally selling off?
Well, I'm not really sure. Does anyone else know what Bitcoin they're selling off? I'm just trying to find.
Silk Road.
He tweeted before the sell-off tweet that he made. He tweeted, what was it? I believe so. I don't know if it was the. Jeez. Oh, you guys go ahead and do what you were doing.
He tweeted out that the government sold $215 million worth of Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, and they'll sell 4 times as many coins over the rest of 2023.
Yeah, what I saw today on the graphic, we were talking about that with Orlando Cryptos, and what he showed on the graphic, that even though it went down like 9% on the price, it went up again. Immediately went up. So there was another date that it looked like they probably sold a little bit more, and immediately it got back up. So I don't know what's going on.
And how funny is that? Richard puts at the bottom of the tweet, obviously not unconfiscatable.
Yeah, it's a lot of Silk Road. So if you see, I found the tweet. You see the tweet, docdroid.net 123 PDF. He doesn't really have a cap on it, but if you click it, it's pertaining to the Silk Road and.
Right. Yeah, I can see that there.
That's right.
But you know, I mean, Bitcoin just seems to just bounce back up. You know, I think there's a lot more believers in Bitcoin nowadays, and you know, I think you know, obviously we've got the Mt. Gox sell-off that's been postponed, I believe, to the end of the year. Government selling off the the Albright, Silk Road coins. And obviously that affects price. But I mean, realistically, it's not actually doing much to it. As you said, it's just bouncing back straight back up. I mean, if Bitcoin ever went right down, it's going to get bought up very quick. Well, that's what I believe. I think that will happen because it's just getting so precious.
What?
So I did some. Sorry, I cut someone off.
No, you didn't. You're fine, Clive.
So I did some analysis with Bitcoin, and if you look at, if you go to BTC Bitstamp on Dex Screener and just have a look at just zoom out, and then just do some simple maths on the first cycle that it did, how many X's it went up, and then you'll see over time that it's just getting too heavy to move. So, I mean, I'm thinking this cycle, I mean, maybe it does a 5X, but I think we're all chasing maybe a little bit more than a 5X.
Hell yeah.
And then, I mean, the thing that I hate to say like bearish things on stream, but the thing that concerns me is that like every day in the news, we're getting more and more, you know, this bank collapsed, this happened, that happened, whatever. I think the thing that is maybe driving it rather than these little sell-offs, which I don't think impact the price. And I don't even think like some of the other major things that you think would affect the price, I don't think they affect it. Like for me, it's kind of come down to who is controlling inflation and the interest rates, because that affects every single, usually most people in the population. And it's the banks. And if you look at the last, you know, financial crisis that we had, which was, you know, back in 2007 to 2009, which happens about every 10 years, which I learned on one of RH's old streams. We're kind of due, like I hate to say it, but every 10 years we kind of have like a massive financial crisis. So we are kind of due. So although I hate to be bearish, and although the graphs that I just showed you look bullish, I think it's a local top. And I think there's a greater thing at play here, which is, of course, inflation, which is completely out of control. And the government has their way that they think about economics wrong, right? Because they think all these prices are so high because, you know, there's so much demand. Everyone has a job and everyone is like, there's so much demand. Everyone's paying for everything and they're driving the prices up. So how about I just increase their cost of living and unemployment rate so I can fix inflation? But in reality, the prices are high because there's a supply problem. So the way that it has been thought about is completely wrong. And basically by the Fed just continuously increasing these interest rates, they will do it until there's a housing crash. And that is what drove the last financial crisis, was a housing crash. And then the banks crash because, you know, they have all these debts that aren't getting paid. And then the government bails them out and prints money. And we're in this very vicious debt cycle. And if you watch... Doz was showing this movie. It's called Zeitgeist. It's chapter 3. And essentially it's the fundamental reason that drives a bad economy. And it's the central bank and the way that it's set up. So the bank says, I'm going to loan you money with interest. So automatically there's debt. And then when who's going to pay back the debt? Well, then there's a government bailout, there's money printed, there's inflation. And then, hey, we've got more money that we're going to loan out to you with interest, with more debt. So it's this debt cycle. And the only way they can break that cycle is if they break people financially. So I hate to say it, but I think there's got to be another financial crisis in the next 12 months. And will that affect Hex, though, and Pulsechain? I don't believe so, because I believe, you know, everybody says, you know, Richard's not timing the market. Well, part of me hopes that he is. Because I think S&P, BTC, I think everything, there's one way of thinking about it. Everything is going to be done. It's going to be horrible. And then you should launch afterwards. The other way of thinking about it is if Hex is correlated to USDC, we saw what happened when USDC went down with Hex. Hex price increased. Why did it increase if USDC is going down and they're correlated? Shouldn't they both go down? Well, people got out of USDC and they put their money in Hex. So the situation is complex. And it may actually be bullish for crypto and bullish for Hex, like paradoxically. That's my thought.
Yeah, that's interesting. Go ahead.
I think that bull markets usually shake off the bad news. And that's probably, we might be on the disbelief stage of the market. People bailing out, that means that crypto is bullish right now. That's what probably they're looking for a way out, and they're moving everything to crypto. Um, I think that we must be on the bull market, the beginnings of the bull market, because of the news, and that's probably what's causing that Bitcoin. It's going up no matter what. We have so many things going on, bad news going on with politics, with international friction amongst countries. I don't want to say words, bad words, negative words. I don't bring in negative words, but I think that has to do. The bull market shakes off the bad news, and people move their assets to crypto. Actually, inflation is positive for crypto. That's what I think. I'm not an expert, but that's what I think.
No, appreciate your thoughts. And it's definitely something that everyone should be looking at, because this is affecting the whole world. I mean, we look back to 2009 when Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin. It was his answer to the economic world problems. And we're seeing now crypto's hit $1 trillion market. It might be some sort of relief for people, and for the economy. I mean, we're seeing here in Australia, we're seeing a whole heap of changes. And we've seen a big housing construction company. We've seen a few, but one of the bigger ones just recently went down this week, Porter Davis Homes, which means for Australia, a lot of jobs will be lost. And the reason for that, I believe mostly, even though we are due for that recession, the recession we had to have, the pandemic caused a lot of issues. And in the building industry, for one, it pushed materials up like timber and steel. So when you've got, paying $20 a length for timber or steel, it goes up like to 60, like triples. And you've already got contractual agreements out with people who have bought houses. You can't go back and change those. So things like that, inflation has put prices up, and is putting people out of business, which is just sad, because that effect we see, job losses, people, and interest rates going up, $800, $1,000 extra on people's mortgage a month. I mean, how do you do that? It's just, you have to find that money somewhere. So I think you're right, Claz. I really do. I think, we haven't seen the worst of it yet. Elon Musk did say in one of his tweets that he'll see for the property market that it may look better in spring, US spring of 2024, which is about this time next year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that we do see an improvement in the property market in general overall. And Hopper, what are your thoughts on the issue?
Oh my gosh. So I live by Silicon Valley Bank, right? And there's First Financial too. A lot of people here are feeling the immediate signs of stress of these banks coming down first. Like, they're on the street, they're going out, they're looking at people in line, and a lot of them. I think Silicon Valley Bank, if I remember correctly, it was 97% of people that were in that bank were over the FDIC insured $250K amount for an account. How much over that, I'm not sure. Some of them probably have diversified to different accounts, not just having one account that's huge, but some of them did. And might they be bailed out? Perhaps, but how long is it going to take them to get their money back? And I have had emails from software companies, companies around here saying, don't pay us right now. We don't have the bank account. The Square, don't use Square. We're only taking cash. People begging people in these stores that previously used Square to use cash instead. And so it hit Silicon Valley first because, SVB and the nonsense with the over leveraging and whatnot they did, but that's going to happen everywhere. And the FBX fiasco, or Sam Bankman-Fried, he's not the only one doing this, and it's going to come to light how irresponsible people are leveraging everybody's fiat. And So here's the other thing. Try to keep this short on my end, but talking about it, you start having these politicians talk, and they really only know about Bitcoin, right? But Bitcoin, we hear local stories of Richard Hart, putting Bitcoin down, kind of to say, oh, it's going down, Hex is going up. But also the whole crypto world is correlated with Bitcoin, even if we're decorrelated, because that's where a lot of people get their fiat on ramp from. Bitcoin and then Ethereum, those are the top two, and they're both very important for Pulsechain as well. But you have a lot of these politicians that are starting a war on crypto.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're also they're going to invest in crypto when our dollars are going to turn to garbage. So what's going to happen?
Yeah, you know what's going on with politicians? They get pressures from the big companies so they can keep their seat on the, whatever position they hold. That is what's going on. It's elections are coming up. Obviously, they need to get. I'm not a politician. I don't know nothing about politics, but I see what's going on around with people who's trying to approach me as a voter.
It's gonna pump crypto, you bet.
Yeah.
Here in America, 2024, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in American politics and that at the moment. The SEC are going absolutely crazy. Like I just see updates in some of our groups, just bang, they're bringing this law in, bang, bang, bang. But what's interesting is I heard on the news that they're trying to indict Donald Trump for like $130,000 hush money or something like that, $160,000. Yeah, SBF did like horrible things to the tune of $30 billion, but he's out on bail.
Oh, people are riled up out here. They're crazy. And I'm in California, and people think California is just a blue state and that's it. No, you have the most rabid red people here, and it's crazy. You should see what some of the people say on the street.
Don't you think it's like, must be diversion tactics, because you see things like Trump getting indicted for like nothing. Like every politician has probably done something similar when they get blackmailed. And then you see, Tate got out of jail today. And it just seems like they're almost trying to divert us from what the real problem is. And the real problem is that the central banks are like fucking up the economy, and we need a digital economy.
Yeah,
they are.
I don't know what ANZ is doing.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction thing. They want to distract you with this going on here so they can do this here.
Yeah, like the
strategy that many people do. But
I mean, when they founded the central banks, it was obviously a lot of big name families coming together, and they've done it in such a way that they're wrecking themselves, and everybody can see it now. And so how are they going to claw on to that system that's obviously failing in a compounding way? And people know what the answer is. They know it's DeFi. They know it's some kind of digital currency. But then again, there's some problems with that when the banks try to go to digital currency. There was even a news article I think you posted, Sammy. ANZ tellers aren't allowed to be handling cash anymore. What was that about?
Yeah, that's right. So here in Australia, they're starting to bring out cashless banks. So basically, they're not allowed to handle cash. So it means that you can't just go to the bank and put your cash in, which probably I know our fathers. I know when I was growing up, my dad would go to the bank once a week, and put his cash in. We didn't have digital money. But what I feel is the older generation who don't have the internet or don't have family to help them even get on the internet, they're the ones that are going to suffer. They're the one that will go down to the bank and get their pension checks every fortnight or whenever. And, I think as a society, we're forgetting people like the elderly. We're not basically catering for everyone's requirements. And that just reflects on what banks are, and that's greedy, and they're only caring about their self-interest.
It is, I think that people unfortunately, they're treating the community here in the United States like third world countries. It's arresting presidential candidates. It's a technique they used to do in third world countries. I want to see my country advance, not go back and I don't like that. I think crypto is the future, and people's going to have to see it. And once we get a foot inside general market media, I think it's unstoppable. Once we have the resources, the people from the crypto world invest the resources in really promoting the right way, not just to putting, the name on a big crypto company on top of a stadium. That's not enough. We need to educate people, and I think that's what we can, and we are important.
Absolutely. And Miriam, you're in the States too. What are your thoughts about what's going on with the economy over there?
Honestly, I do agree with the whole crypto. It's going to be like the greatest thing. I do have a little theory that Richard Hart is a time traveler because he happens to know everything. uh, but I mean, I used to work at a bank a few years ago, so you definitely get to see like a whole different perspective from that end. I definitely saw like for major banks, they definitely I guess they care more about the money than they do their customers. So that was kind of like the main thing that I, immediately saw. I was like, I need to get out of big banks, and I haven't been at like part of a big bank for like the longest time because I refused to because of all like those hidden fees that they suddenly charge or like, just little things that they try and do. But I definitely think with crypto, it's going to take some time for people to get used to because they're so used to that traditional routine of a bank. But I definitely think it's going to be probably something that will save a lot of people, but it's going to take a lot of hard work to kind of switch them over,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's also another, the older people, I mean, they don't get a lot into crypto. If they're not having email, they're not getting on the computer, they're a generation that are not into crypto. But there's plenty of people who will get into crypto, and it should be a God-given right. But I think now the problem is becoming, the AI technology, the control of the government in regards to VPNs and what you can look at on the internet and what's not. And I think the government have become so comfortable controlling the people.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to, I mean, that data collection on everything you do online. I mean, we as a society have to also stand up for our rights, like what we've been doing for, centuries before us, what we're doing with crypto. We need to have a voice, we need to be heard, and we need to find a solution to it, to keeping ourselves private
You know
online.
what? We need to be corner like it always happens. They corner the people and then they react or they act, they take action. You know what's going to happen? The government will have to take away the dollar bills from the people for them to realize, oh, there's a way out, there's crypto. Is that what's supposed to happen? So watch, if they take away the dollar bills from the people, they will know definitely about crypto. They will see it as a way out.
I mean, just talking through this whole cashless society thing, I'm just trying to think of the drivers behind it. Like, number one, the banks don't have reserves, and they haven't since 1971 or whenever that bill was passed. So I think one of their fears, obviously, would be a run on banks if the public, get hold of the fact that they're over leveraged and, news spreads that, the debt is just spiraling and there's a run on banks, then they don't have the reserves to pay people. And so one of the ways that they can control that situation is just to front run that and say, we don't handle cash, we don't offer cash,
Yeah.
Which to me is the most
And then we charge you a
ridiculous
percentage
thing.
for doing that. And then we charge you a fee for doing that. Not only we're not giving you the cash, but we're charging you for our services. Thank you very much.
I mean, I might be a simple person, but I thought that was their number one job. You go there and they give you money or you give them money. But it turns out that's not their number one job. So my mind is just actually boggled that people are just accepting this information.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I found crypto a couple of years ago so I can get my head around how blockchain works and, how it should work, and then come up with strategies, going forward. Because not to be able to not go, I bank with ANZ, and to not to be able to go there and get cash that's violating, I would say, one of my rights as a person. I mean, surely I've been with that bank for 20 plus years. I've got multiple mortgages with that bank, insurance policies. I can't go there and get $50 out. Like, they're not going to handle cash.
No,
it's not.
No, and they're going to
Why
charge
is
you for
it-
that.
And then
We're not
people, they accept the information from the media. It's so bizarre that people are like, oh, okay. It's because they do it slowly. It's like, how can we be in a place where the bank says, I'm not going to give you cash or handle cash? How can we be in this
What
position?
cash? What are you doing?
That's
What cash?
cash.
Like,
Wait.
wait,
We're waking up in an alternative dimension where there's no cash at a bank. Like,
you're in a clown world, is what you're in.
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
You know what? You put away those 5, 10, 20 bucks that grandma gives your grandchildren or your children. You put them away for them to get a nice big bag when they're 15, 20, 21, whatever, 18. And then all of a sudden you go there, $15 service fee, $15 service fee, 50. So everything that come in goes out. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't want my kids. I don't want that future for my kids. This is crypto is the answer to all the questions that I had. So what am I going to do now to be able to secure my kids to have the little or a lot that I can give to them? I don't care how much it is, but it's something that I'm giving to them and it's mine and it's theirs, not someone else. So I don't want anyone else to be and go have cocktails with my kids' money. I'm sorry, I got emotional.
So
Sorry.
I think
That's the
no,
middleman, and
and it
so
should
is
be.
centralized
It's
exchange.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's great.
I think the US dollar sort of going down is bullish for crypto. I think it will be bullish. And then you hear about, like, every day on the news, there's something that happens that just shocks me. Like, we all saw the photo of, like, you know, China and Russia and that big handshake and the big door and a, you know, big ceremony surrounding that alliance, which was probably posturing, and I didn't think too much of it. But then I look at my phone, you know, last night, and they're bringing out a new digital currency that's going to involve Russia, China, India, South Africa, and Brazil.
Thank you. That's what I was talking about earlier. Crazy.
The bricks.
Mind blown. I mean, either way, the US dollar is going to get destroyed and crypto go up. And I think it's a matter of time before people come around to the fact that, you know, whatever legacy, traditional markets, whatever game the economists are playing is not working. It's not. People are going to go into blockchain.
Yeah,
I'm
like
worried about the yen too. Yen's not good.
Well, isn't it all there? The BRIC countries are using their own native currency in all their trading now, and that they're turning away from the US dollar, and that's what's going to cause the dollar
sentiment.
to go down. But I guess, you know, it's been happening for quite some time. It was only a matter of time before this happened, and you know, it's also there's a destruction and what's going on over in the other countries that's causing, you know, economic turmoil across the world. It's just unnecessary problems. That's what I believe. But but I also feel very passionate about crypto, Georgia. I mean, I've been touched and blessed by crypto, and it's changed my life, and I feel very passionate about it and very about the future of it, and that's why I'm so active with, you know, talking to everyone, meeting new people who love it as well, because there's a lot of people in the general community who don't understand, or it's too hard for them, and we all know that they're missing out on a really fantastic opportunity.
You know what? I feel it. That is for many years I promoted so many things. I spent my entire career promoting stuff, promoting people, promoting ideas, promoting working in the media, and I feel a little bit of guilt, to be honest with you. It's not only what I want for my kids and what I was so blessed to discover, which is crypto and this amazing community that welcomed me and embraced me and is teaching me everything that I know today. But it's I feel responsible for sharing what I'm learning with the people out there. I understand it's a hard job to do, but still, if it's something you believe in, no matter if one person or 20 or 100 believes in the same things you do, or accept what you're trying to share with them. But I'm going to continue no matter what. And because the community deserves it, because Richard deserves every support that we can give. Because my kid, I'm here today, but in a couple of years, my kids are going to be here. So I want to make sure the path is perfect for them to walk through. So.
Absolutely. And now, before I forget, Hoprul, you had something to show everybody.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I ordered the book from Steve Cryptographics and Vince. They, I don't know if you guys saw this. All right.
No.
It's Crypto Investing Practical Handbook. I didn't even know I was going to show this today, but I have it, and I was like, might as well.
It's like Crypto 101.
It is, yeah. And
Wonderful.
here are all the pages. No, but
wow. Where can we get the book?
I ordered it. Oh, heck.
Maybe you can post or
I got a link from
this.
Yeah, you know what? I can. But it explains what T-shares are. It explains what Hex is. A lot of DeFi it has. It actually has Hedron and ICASA in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what else does it have? All sorts of stuff. Security stuff in here. But yeah, it's written by the Hex and the Pulse community, has some Pulsechain stuff. I think if they have another version, they might put liquid loan stuff in there too. I'm not sure. I'm not the author, but I've read through this. It has a section on Ledger and Trezor and stuff like that. So a lot of people that there's a bridge between fiat people and crypto, as we all know, and some people really like books, and this is cool because someone really wrote, or some people really wrote a guide on it, and I'm excited about it. I might get a few of them and put them out in this community in the little free library boxes and stuff like that. It's really good. It's really good for onboarding people. So yeah, it's funny. I wasn't thinking about doing this, but maybe, I'm just plugging them. And I've been getting a bunch of Hex stuff too. I got this necklace. I just went and got a few $100 and just massively got stickers. I got the book,
nice.
and I got, this. I just needed to do a haul for the bros,
You're looking awesome.
I love what you do, Hart. The other day
book.
we were having a conversation online on Twitter Spaces about marketing, and I believe very much about what you do. I know that you go to colleges and you go to places and you place flyers and whatever you can put the logo. I think that is so important. They would say, no, that doesn't work, and I say, no, I know. I've been in media and I've been walking and putting stickers, and we used to do the bumper stickers on the cars, thousands.
Yeah,
of
that
thousands.
works too.
It does work.
Yeah, it does. Boots on the ground work.
Yes, it's a lot of work, but it works.
Yeah, people look at them. I've seen people take pictures on their phone and stuff, and even if they don't buy it, if they've seen it before, like in a bear market, if they, the APY looks ridiculous, it's just in their head and they see it. I noticed that with Shen Yun. It's a big, I don't know if you guys know what that is, probably the big Chinese dance anti-communist group of people. They have this big dance that they do, and they go out on foot and they just put flyers everywhere. They do brochures, and it's like everyone knows what it is. And
yeah, I was telling I was going to stand by the freeway, like traffic hour with a big sign. Pulsechain is out already.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work. I say, yeah, it does work, because people who's there, 4 people in the car, traffic jam, carpool, maybe 2 of them will go, what is that thing? Let me go check. So
car wash
what
shows
else are people gonna do? Yeah.
Get in that bikini and start scrubbing.
That would be the best goal. Breaking news. We found a cow on the 5 freeway.
Hodpro, do you want to tell everyone about your most famous sticker that you have placed?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one at the bank. I was laying low a little bit, and Meet Kevin found a Hex sticker, or it was actually a flyer. I didn't use stickers on there. I used flyers and putty, because I'm kind of conservative in that I don't want to be a total vandal. Like I don't want to damage paint. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. And
I
the
respect that.
bank property, but I mean, I went and posted it, and then there was a news crew, and they went and wanted to ask me questions, and I got scared, and I ran into the woods. So I'm in the woods. And I parked far away. None of these rental cops are going to be tracking me down.
That's
It's in a
so
big
funny.
city.
And then they
Yeah,
got the
no,
photo. And who was in the photo?
It was Meet Kevin was in the photo.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
Next to
we
the
got
hex
on
figure.
Newsmax. We got on Newsmax, and everyone's, who did this? I'm like, oh damn, I don't know if I want people to know it's me.
that was you.
Yeah. So I've
they probably
just
tried to
been
zoom in on your
posting
image as you're like running into the woods. Like,
I was worried. I'm like, there's going to be an ugly picture of me in a hoodie just like freaking out and going into the woods. But I did. I went to a forest and I ran back to my car that I parked far away.
Breaking
But
news,
yeah.
you know?
funny.
Breaking.
think-
Well, it broke on Class's stream a while back, but yeah.
So funny.
So that
That's
won't be the last time.
amazing and hilarious. Love it. Love your work. And which brings us to the next subject. So, Testnet V3. Who's been on it? Who's checked it out? What's it like?
Go ahead, ladies, start because I have a lot to say. It's been
Oh.
amazing. For me, it has
Go
been
for it.
amazing. It has been. I did not practice too much with V2 because I did something I did not have access to my coins, the free ones. And well, anyway, I got frustrated, so I never play around. But this time I say I have to practice because it's imminent that it's coming out in a minute, and I won't even know how to make a transaction. So it's very user friendly. The colors are amazing. They're easy to to operate, to use. That's it. I love it. The only thing you have to be careful is when you do, for example, for me, I did a swap and I didn't realize the slippage percentages or the prices, the prices with the coins, the percentage that was going to,
Yeah.
how can I explain the slippage? So I lost half of my bag of Pulse X in my first transaction. I got it back. Luckily, I learned how to work it. So I did some what's it called, arbitrage thing between just like Pulse X and Pulse, and I was able to recuperate everything and more. So I guess I'm doing a good job. It's not going to be the same when it launches because the volatility is going to be like incredible. I heard on the first couple of days, but I'm going to take it easy on the first couple of days.
Yeah.
Real quick, happy birthday, Scarlet Rose.
Yes.
Yay. Happy
Yay,
40th,
happy birthday.
Rose.
Happy
Have a good
birthday.
day.
Happy birthday, girl.
Looking good.
So
Yeah.
look, V3 is it's cool because I mean Tangent did that thread and he teaches people how to change slippage. So just little things like that I really liked. And just going back to basics and going, oh, okay, so the LP provider token is PLP, you stake that, you get ink. So just kind of just having a little refresher. I look forward to the bridge being open so that we can see dollar values. I think that would be kind of cool because I wanted to have a look how the pools would kind of look, although we know that, that might change when mainnet comes. So overall, yeah, and like people are saying, it's not complete, but Pulsechain doesn't need it to be complete. It's a front end. So Pulsechain can launch without it being complete. They can still add to it and do little bits and make it look pretty. Yeah, so that's not necessary for it to be complete for Pulsechain. So that's important to remember. So yeah, it's exciting and it's the next big step. And I think it gives people time that they actually need for a number of reasons. Like one, to get like dry powder together. Two, to get their mental health together. Like people need to realize what the announcement is going to feel like. It's going to cause like a mass basically panic and frenzy and how are you going to deal with that? Like get your strategy together, get your thoughts together. Yeah, I think it's exciting times and I'm almost in disbelief because it has been 2 years. It's been a hard, long wait, but for a good reason. Yes, and I actually think I still need time to get my thoughts together. Like my plan,
Too late.
not that my plan changes, but
It's coming.
Yeah.
Get mentally ready. I'm glad you made the mistake on Testnet, Georgia. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, I
that's
love
kind
it.
of what Testnet is for.
Girl, I did for 3 days. I made a mistake. I made a mistake once, maybe twice if I know that I'm making a mistake and I
Testnet.
don't care. But I spent 3 days doing the same thing over and over and over, so I will not make the same mistake. And I recommend everyone to play with your V3.
Yes.
Play with your V3. That's your homework for this weekend, guys. Play with your V3. There's nothing wrong to play with your V3, please. Sorry, the ladies are so,
I think I'm in the same boat. I mean, there's going to be so much happening once Pulsechain launches. I mean, we've got four charts, bang, to look at. So much to learn. So how to bridge over from ETH or whatever other chain to Pulsechain, how to bridge back. In our private ladies chat, we were discussing about ratio trading. A lot of people are talking about it. Some of the boys have made some videos on it. And some people are thinking that it may not be the best play. I think Richard Hart's opening up ratio trading before it actually goes live, or there's an opportunity. Does anyone know what he's going to do in regards to the opportunity to do those ratio trades? That before, obviously after the fork, but before the market maker fixes the prices. Anyone know?
I think it
It's all
will-
just speculation, though.
Yeah,
at this point,
it
isn't
is. Yeah.
I just think
Sorry, Georgia.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, I thought it would look like what V3 looks like because there's currently no dollar values in V3. So I thought the swapping would look like, that was my impression, that it would look like that. So you would go on, say, you know, when you go on to the PRC scanner, have you guys been on that to see?
Yeah.
It may not be accurate, but it's just like the
It's
concept.
not.
So yeah, I would be happy if it was, but I don't think it is. As a concept, you go on the scanner and you see what coins you've got to trade or ratio trade. And then there's no dollar values attached, but the ratio is there. But the problem is, like, people think that they've got it because they know what ratio is a good and a bad ratio. But there's two problems, or there's more than two. But one of them is that they would have had to have made an assumption on price somewhere for them to trade. Like, they would have to have said, I assume there's hex parity, which may not be the case initially. So they'll have to make an assumption that could be wrong. And number two, they don't know what the liquidity pools are on Pulsechain at that point when they're ratio trading. So they could be wrecked by slippage. So in either case, you can be completely wrecked. So it is a pure speculative play if you ratio trade anything. That's what I think.
That's right. I think for people like me, it's just be calm. Like I said, like in this class in the first aids, they said ABC. Look, if your surroundings, you have to be calm. You have to make sure that you're breathing well. The mental health is very important because guys, this is the beginning. If you're new in this and like me, don't rush. There's going to be plenty for all of us. We are the founders. Remember what Richard Hart said? Founders and holders are the ones who benefit the most. So be patient and be smart with your money.
Great point, Georgia. And thanks, T-Bird, my boy. Thanks for putting that out there. So I'm glad he's got a great memory. T-Bird's saying Pulse launches, ratio trading for 1 to 2 days, and then bridges open, which is actually really handy. So, yeah, I mean, look, if people are dying to get in, they're going to go to that ratio trading even without a USD value. That's their game, and I respect it. But, I think it's also interesting that there's going to be other opportunities. Like you said, Georgia, don't rush in. Check it out, see what's going on, look at the charts, and, be open to opportunity.
It's not Las Vegas. It's not Las Vegas. It's not a Las Vegas casino. Don't go if this pair doesn't work, don't go to the next one and to the next one. Relax. Take it easy. Take a step back. Breathe. walk around and then come back, and with coal mine rest. You have to rest. We're going to be 2 days there looking at a computer screen. So I think.
Oh God, could you imagine during that time the freak out that's going to happen with everything? I haven't thought about that till now. Twitter's
You know
gonna
what,
be
guys?
disgusting.
Go to the super. No one's talking about this. This is what you have to do.
The ratio trade days.
Before anything else, go to the supermarket and get supplies. Get toilet paper. Get a lot of water. Get a thermos like this, like I have here. Get a thermos so you can like have hot water. Everything for you out to your reach. If you can go like that, extend your hand and touch something, that's okay. Get food. Get the delivery numbers right next to you. Get the guy who delivers the key to your house so they can come in and drop it off. Just take it easy and be prepared. Just like anything. An earthquake comes, they tell you to get water, get food. The same thing with Pulsechain. It's exactly the same. Get ready.
Breathe.
Absolutely.
Don't forget.
Hey, thanks, Far Out Aliens. Very nice of you to drop us $2 in the super
Thank
chat.
you. That's a lot of hex right there. I love it.
That's right. It is now on sale. I had to also drop in. Hi, Serena Lonzi. I miss you if you're watching. Poor Serena's had a storm. It's storming where she is, and her internet is just dropping out. So decided rather than bother with dropping in and out, she's just going to have a day off. So we love you, Serena, and we'll see you soon. There's another one. Far Out Aliens. You're too kind.
That's a lot of hex right there. Let me make the calculation. How many hex is that? It's like what? Like
That's
9.
a
lot of hex. That's a lot of hex.
That's a lot of hex. Thank you so much.
You own yourself a solo.
Yay!
I love that thing.
That's so cute.
That's cute.
Oh,
So I've got a plan for this.
Ladies, there's money getting put in our.
Wow, look at that.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't have any instruments around me. I don't have anything to play, guys.
We don't
I
even
need a
need
horn.
Pulsechain launch. We
piano.
just live off of tips.
Fun
literally
Jim
like
in
a
the
piano.
house. Guys, today we had fun in Jim. He was our guest with Rolando Cryptos. We do a space YouTube channel in English and Spanish, bilingual. The first one that is completely bilingual, and he was our guest. So we're bridging within the communities. I think the Spanish community, it's huge. We have people all over Europe and all over, obviously, America and South America, that it's part of the Hexican community. And we're all interlocking. We're bringing everyone together now. So it's amazing, beautiful. Check it out. He had some great ideas. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to know how someone like Funding Jim or his friends make it happen, go back to the stream. It's posted on my profile and Twitter space. And you can find out, what are the steps to become an incredible entrepreneur and how to be successful.
I'll have to check that out.
Do that, especially you that you have your business. Go check it out. Today I was like mesmerized. I was a fan, I was very nervous, but I'm gonna go back and check and take notes. Take a lot of notes. Very important.
Can you post a link, Georgia, on your Twitter? Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Guys, there's some alpha in the chat. El Honkler has made a suggestion to provide EHEX, PHEX liquidity. That's genius. It could be genius even if the price is at parity. Like the traffic would be crazy and then the downside would be low. Why didn't I think of that? I think that's pretty good. I don't know. What do you ladies think?
We learn on these streams.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody will want what we have. If we have a little bit of some, I'm going to put it out there. Liquidity provided. Here, come shop in my store. I think that will be good. And then I'm going to trade on for Hex.
Oh, here he comes again. Oh, has anyone heard the old stream with Dev Roof? He said the best play would be to earn incentive token. I've been thinking about incentive token. He's just on fire.
We have a lot of tokens that could be, I think, the biggest star in here is Hex for me. So I think it's we can always play safe with Hex.
And
Alright,
hey, I
yeah,
just
no
want to
honker.
say thank you so much. We do appreciate your super chats, and it does support Discourse Syndicate, our platform, and sincerely, thanks so much. El Honkler, thank you so much for your alpha today. So with providing liquidity, it's going to be extremely volatile. That's the problem I got, and I'm no big liquidity provider, as you know. But obviously, volatility poses a risk to your pairs. But the incentive token, like I'm all for it. Can you imagine? So we've already got the 4 coins: PX, EHX, Pulse, PulseX, and now incentive token. Like Weird is going to be crazy busy with that stuff.
Yep.
On Testnet, it's like, I mean, Testnet dollar values don't mean anything, but I don't know. It seems to be doing well on Testnet. For some reason, like, I just think it may be easier for me to just buy it than to go through the process of staking an LP token, just because I got other shit to do in my life.
I think single side staking would be amazing, and less risque. But yeah, it's all going to be new and exciting, and usually the boys, like Hodl Dog, Crypto Coffee, our friend Somi, they will come out and they will say what they're winning in. What is it better to provide liquidity, even with Hex, in the beginning. And I'd like to just provide out. There's only 5,000 wallets at the beginning of Hex. There's 41,000 wallets with Pulsechain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
There was
yeah.
times in Hex when you would be better off staking Hex than providing liquidity. So, and that's I suppose up to you and what you do. And I suppose it's about finding information in the community about how you're gonna, make more mad gains. But very interesting. And Miriam, what's your game plan for Pulsechain? You have a game plan?
Honestly, yeah, I'm just kind of going with the flow. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just can't really like plan much yet, just because I'm still kind of new, like I said. So I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing what happens. And hey, if it does really good, then that's great for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
T-shares are for sale,
but
Miriam.
What was that?
I mean, T-shares are for sale, and you get a 2-for-1 at the moment. So that would be just choose your length, man.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. How much? How long?
And acquire t-shirts when PHEX it's live. That's what I'm gonna do too. Acquire as many t-shirts as I can. Hopefully the price, we don't know what's gonna be. It could be higher, it could be lower, but it's gonna be there no matter what. It's a great opportunity. Take it easy, Miriam. Just like me. I'm gonna do exactly what you're gonna do. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna tie myself to the chair and say, hold on, Dia. Just wait.
So, did you see the tweet from Richard Hart about the validators? And I'm not a validator and don't have the brains to become a validator, but
Me neither, Sammy. Me neither.
Claes, you're
respect
pretty
to all the validators out there. I could do it if I wanted, but I just I don't want to.
Easy, Claes.
I don't want to. I don't believe that. I think there are lazier ways I can make money, and but if I had the time, I would do it out of interest.
Absolutely. Well, when I went to the Melbourne meetup last month, I met a guy called what was his name? Alfred. And he was going to be a validator for Pulsechain, and he was running 7 nodes. 7 validators.
Wow.
So, yeah.
These guys are doing us a service because we don't know what the fees are going to be. So, anyone that's going to put up their hand and provide their time, and a lot of it would be time, because for a lot of the Hexagon OGs, it wouldn't be about the money at all. They're going to provide their time to educate themselves, to get the equipment, to troubleshoot with their friends. And they're really going to be doing us a service and hold up the network. So thanks in advance to those people.
The good thing is that we have a lot of people who is into the technical aspect of the crypto. I'm definitely not. I don't even know how to go buy the computer they need. Imagine me going to Best Buy and say, can I get this, to become a validator? But I think it's important that at the beginning, there's only going to be about 4,000 validators. They're going to be, if they're into it, if they're into the technical part, the technology, I mean, the computer stuff. It's a great opportunity to, bring more bags, more coins to your bags. I think it's great, and the ratio I think is going to be a lot higher because there's not going to be that many. Eventually, when people is be able to get those 32 million PLS that they need to become a validator, things are going to change. But it's amazing.
I thought Richard said there was 40,000 validators. Am I reading that tweet right?
I think
Oh, it's got to be
4,000.
4,000.
I think 4,000.
4,000? Okay, maybe I got it wrong then. But
It might be me. Are you kidding? Between you and me, most likely me. But I think I just heard Rolando say that to me. He was showing me the different amount of validators. Don't take, you know what? I should put a disclaimer down here. Whatever Georgia says, it might or it might not be true. Don't believe anything she says or believe everything she says. Something like that, to cover all bases.
But
You
what
can have Hot Prill in this side and Sammy and also Miriam and then class. Don't believe me. Here.
Look, I might be reading it wrong, but sorry, his name was Abdul. And hi, Abdul, if you're watching. I got his name wrong. I'm really terrible with names. But yeah, he himself was just providing 70. He's a farmer here in Victoria. So he's a very busy man. And to run 7 nodes, whoa, big deal. But what Richard did say about the validators is that they aren't making anything pulse-wise. Minimum fees need to rise. A great metric is cost in percentage of total supply for a send. And right now, it's 0.0015 of an Ethereum to send an ERC20 on Ethereum. But there's going to be less failed transactions than Ethereum. So it all sounds pretty amazing. Way out of my scope. But I'll have to check that when I come back on next week. I'll check that tweet if it's 40 or 4%. Any of you guys in the chat know T-Bird? How many validators is it going to be? You know a lot. And I was going to say, did you guys see that Richie's given away his lovely car collection?
Oh my God. And before you do, Sammy,
yeah.
Thuschild has just got a question before we get on to that. Do you mind if I read it? Is that okay? Because it might be hidden in the chat. So it says, what does the panel think about this likelihood of achieving parity between p-hex and e-hex? And if yes, how long?
Okay, I'm trying to find it.
It's just up a little bit. I mean, for me, it's like, I think it's for me, it's kind of like, I don't know, a solid idea in my head, but I don't have control over any of this. It's pure speculation because I don't know how much OA hex they have, and they just have to put 10 billion on either side, and then it's secured. For me, it secures the network, because then the hex is then tied to PLS and PLSX, and you have a stronghold. The foundation of trust almost that this chain is going to have longevity. I feel like it would be immediate, but you know what? In that first month of shakeout with Hex, like in the first month of Pulsechain, I think anything's possible, and people assume parity is going to be immediate. So why not delay it a month and shake people out? So yeah, I'm not sure. I think within the first month there'll be parity, but that's just my thoughts.
I think we have to think about the people who's going to emergency and stake the hex on the ETH side to move it over to Pulse. We have to think about everything. Like Richard say, we have to.
That's why I'm staying in ETH.
Yes,
Same.
exactly. We have to. The tree is going to be shaped, and it's not probably that. It's hex price in ETH will probably go down a little. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe they're going to see the opportunity, because hex is still a great product to have in your wallet. On ETH, I mean. So I hope it doesn't reach parity too fast, because I want to acquire those T shares on the Pulse side. So remember, if the price is not that high, that means that yes, I will need like 26,000 hex to acquire 1 T share. But if the price is under 8 cents, it's going to be a lot less than $1,200 per T share. So
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, in regards to if anyone was in a previous fork, say it was Bitcoin Cash or anything, I wasn't, but I did muck around with the ETH fork. So what I witnessed on that fork was when they got a hex front end on ETH, all the big boys were bang, 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 buying that up like millions and millions of hex for XW for dirt cheap. So we could see a scenario like that. We could see it come out at zero. And I know that Richard has already said that it's going to be starting at zero, maybe everything. So
that's going to be a great opportunity for us during those 2 first days to do some trade, maybe with some of the coins that we got for free for Hex. That's my horse, like I always said. Now I'm going to have a silly questions, and I'm sorry if this is a stupid question. The airdrop that we got, let's say, for example, I got an airdrop on ETH because I had stakes, and I got rid of those, and I trade them for Hex. Will I get the same amount of coins on the Pulse chain? Like, for example, if, a second pair of the airdrops on the Pulse chain, or not anymore? Do you understand what I mean?
Have you already sold coins?
If I got an airdrop on ETH, but I got rid of them, I sold them, or I trade them for Hex, I don't have them anymore. If it was, I don't know, they're talking about the snapshot and things like that, or maybe not a snapshot. Will I get also an airdrop on the chain? No, thank you, Capitan. Thank you.
Hola, ladies. How you doing?
Good. How you going, RG3?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm sorry to bust in on you guys. I put a private chat in, but nobody answered me. I wanted to come up for a second. Great stream, ladies. Great stream. Good job.
You don't need permission, Captain. That's why I didn't bring you in. I thought you were just chilling. I know you can get in.
I would never board your ship without asking, my lady.
No, you're allowed.
No way.
Always welcome. How are you? All right.
I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing absolutely fabulous. I wanted to jump on for a second just to tell everybody that tonight we're going to be playing the crypto arena game on the F and Hangout with Nerd Girl. So it's got Richard kicking, other influencers' asses and stuff.
Yeah.
So twerking on them and all that stuff. So it's going to be real cool. So we're going to do that tonight on the F and Hangout.
That's amazing.
That looks really fun, that game.
When can I get that? When can we get that game?
We're going to talk about it tonight where you can get it. It's just, I think you can download it and whatnot. So just, we'll have Nicole Nerd Girls talk about it tonight. And then as far as your question goes, no, if you get rid of those coins on the airdrop and on the snapshot, you won't have them anymore. You won't have them.
Thank you, Captain, for answering that. You will have them if you had them and you're still in your wallet.
If you have them in your wallet, yes.
You're like me that, yes, thank you, turn around and get Hex. You don't have them anymore.
It's funny.
Hey guys, I got to dip out, but it was good streaming with you.
Good to see you.
Thanks, everyone.
Good seeing you.
See ya. Thanks, Hard Pro.
She's amazing.
I scared her off.
It's your fault, Captain. Look,
I know.
One of our pirates just abandoned us.
Yeah. So now I've lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say. Doggone it. No, well.
So you're gonna be with Nerdy Girl today, talking about the game. Are you gonna be playing?
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll probably both get on there and play. She'll throw it on, but yeah, we'll play a little bit. I haven't played it yet, but we will. I've seen it. I've watched it. It's pretty cool. Looks like it's a bunch of fun. I want a character. I want to have a character in there.
You need to. Are you kidding me? That would be amazing. One video game with all the OGs. You get you get Crypto Fighting 1, Crypto Fighting 2, version 2. Imagine the first OGs, then we're in the second one. I think some of you and Captain will get on the first video game, and then last and me are going to get on the second one.
Yeah, you got to have some ladies in there,
Yes.
Some Sonia, like, what was that? Yeah, like
Serena. We need Serena in there.
Serena's an OG. She's like one, and I will be like the Street Fighter girl, that comes out and big.
Yeah, so more to your question, Georgia, at the time of the fork, so when the chain actually forks, whatever you've got in your Ethereum wallet will be copied. one of the guys I know in another chat rumored that he said Pulsechain may have already forked.
That's
We
a
don't
rumor
know.
I've heard too. That it not a rumor. It's like a not conspiracy. What do you call theory or something like that? That maybe it's already forked and they're like privately making seeing how it operates and things like that. It's like all a rumor, a street rumor in the streets
Yeah.
of Inglewood.
So speaking of the game, I don't know if some of you saw that they made toys of us too back in the day.
Oh, cute.
Did you get one
Oh,
of those?
wow. Look at that, Captain.
Oh.
Did you
I
get
Can I
need
give you
one of
one?
those.
You have to buy all the NFTs. I have a bunch of NFTs. I got to buy the rest of the NFTs in order for them to make the toy. So
You know what? That would be a
Oh.
great Christmas present for all of us Hexicans. A little bit pricey, I have to say that. It's like
I think they're a couple $100.
$250.
Yeah, they're like $250.
Yes,
So
but
buy the rest of them. It'd
it's
be
worth
like
it. It's worth
like
it.
about
It's like
15 grand to buy the rest of them. To get
So
one toy.
RG3, there was a question in chat. I don't know if you can address this or not, but when highest of stakes?
Oh, so what can I say about that? It's getting very close. It's getting very close.
Are we going
Really?
to get a subscription? Do we need a subscription to be able to watch it? Maybe you can give us some.
Well, of course, it's going to be a streaming platform, so there will
Okay.
more than likely be a subscription involved as far as how to see the movie. But yeah, and then there's of course the box sets that can be purchased at the highest of stakes, and you can get the movie there and get all kinds of cool swag with it and whatnot. Next week I go have dinner with the person who bought the $5,550 or $55,555
Wow.
dollar package. So they supported the movie and everything and got their box set, and they get an album with it and all that.
It was
Which I'm
super
really
fancy.
excited about the album because
Oh,
I got a song on the album. Enter the
really?
Pirate.
That's so
Nice.
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Wow.
cool.
So,
Yours,
yeah.
Captain? You're the composer?
No, they made the song for my entrance into the movie. So
Fantastic.
I have a part in the
Fantastic.
movie.
That could be
Yeah.
that could be the soundtrack for the game, for the video game, guys. You can use that for
There you
when you
go.
present, the character in the background.
And what about the premiere, RG3? Is there any word on the date for that?
So they're milling around a couple of different ideas because we'd like to do one here in the States, and we would like to do one in Europe because that's where Richard is, and I don't think Richard wants to come to America anytime soon. So yeah. Really, T-Bird? It's not a rug, buddy. We're not rugging nobody. It's coming. It's coming.
I
Just
just
like
say-
Pulsechain, it's coming. But hey,
2
it's
weeks.
gonna be kind of cool if they all just so happen to like launch at the same time or right around the right time frames where one launches and then the movie comes out. I mean, who knows? It could be.
Is that going to be a Thanksgiving blockbuster or Easter blockbuster? When is the movie? I want to know, Dwight.
Narrow the
this
space.
year? This year for sure. We'll see it this year.
Hey,
Just
that's
like
hope.
Pulsechain, we'll see
That's
it this year is my guess. So I would 2 more weeks. 2 more
2 more weeks. There we go.
I'm
Can I just say
excited.
a quick thank you to Tea Time for the super chat again? We've been spoiled today, RG3, by all the guys putting money
Really?
in our nickers for super
I
chat.
see that.
Yeah.
Yes,
see
we
they're
can
dropping
buy
super
a new
chat.
flag for the ship.
Or at least keep the lights on because keep the lanterns lit because it's a very very what do you say it's definitely not a profitable business, the YouTube streaming. Well, I mean, maybe some of them, but
Well, the
Not-
knowledge. If you can put a price on the knowledge, I'm sure
No.
someone is going to come up with that idea someday on an NFT or something like that. We get invaluable knowledge out of this.
oh, of course. I mean, we've got hours and hours and hours of streams out there on Discourse Syndicate. But in between all of the fun and the getting to know each other and all that, is the knowledge, is the golden nuggets, the talks with, Dev Kyle, the talks with Alex, the talks with Kinetics, all the coffee, and today coffee, Hexo, dollar cost crypto, and myself, we had an OG reunion stream today, which was really, really cool. But they're in between all the fun and the getting to know each other, like most of you here I've got to meet and hang out with and party with and stuff. So there's a lot of information in between all the in between the lines of all of us getting to know each other and have fun. And that's what community is. It's about us coming together, getting to know one another, and then passing along that knowledge that we all gained over the years and years that we've been doing this. We've been doing this for over 3 years now. And, nobody knows the DeFi space like the Hexicans, because they're just the brightest, most intelligent. Our ladies are the smartest ladies in all of crypto. You guys are, passing it on to the next generation of people who are coming into crypto. This is this show. I really am proud of this show coming out, and Sammy helping me out and doing it, because it was like there were a few ladies in crypto that like kind of dared to come into the freaking testosterone dungeon that is the crypto community, and so it was always like you had to have somebody that had a lot of freaking tough skin, and of course that's our Sammy, and she came in and then made it a nice safe place for all the ladies to come and feel comfortable. And that's why I try not to come on the stream that often, but I'm really proud of you guys. I can't even tell you how awesome it is that you guys took this thing by the horn, and Sammy just set the sails and took this ship on her own and did it, and kept doing it and never stopped. And we've just, all the ladies have come to this stream like we did before, and they've made other streams from it. It's just really, really freaking cool, man. And it's just part of the community now. And you guys made it happen. So.
Oh, that's beautiful, RG.
Thank you.
I just want to say I love it, and I love meeting all the ladies and the support we're getting.
Yes.
Georgia's a weekly one of our stars, our show stars, and just beautiful to talk to. So is Claire's. Claire's popped in a fair bit. Miriam's new today, but always happy to have her on. And of course, Serena, whose internet is not so great today, but I love it. I love meeting new ladies. And, one of the biggest highlights going to America, I felt like a queen. Like all the ladies, all my girls were just like, just so friendly. And I was like, I don't know anyone in America. It's like, oh my God, I've got all these friends. It's amazing. But I love it. It's been an amazing journey, and looking forward to the future.
We ain't done yet. We've got some cruises to go on and some places around the world to go visit.
Tell us, are you going on the cruise? Tell us about that. What if Pulsechain launches doing the cruise? What are you going to do? You ready for that?
I'm going to be on the cruise.
But you're ready. I'm sure they have, like, are you kidding? This is like an incredible line of luxury cruise, with internet.
I got to say to everybody, I think that it's my opinion that doing nothing right after this launch is probably the best move. And then, of course, watching how things ebb and flow. I tweeted today that nobody knows shit. Nobody knows anything. We can sit here and speculate, and people can put charts behind them and show all this really cool bitch and shit that could happen or that may happen.
Maybe or could not.
But nobody knows, and Big Payday, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And then we all got surprised. And, it's like, just everybody chill. When it launches, You're going to have plenty of time to do what you need to do. There's going to be a dip. There's always a dip, and there's always a pump. So don't get yourself caught up in that. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. Like, oh my God, look at it go. Hey, guess what? There's going to be a dip, so everybody just needs to chill and just probably not doing anything is the best move. Now, of course, I say that Hi, Sandy. Nice to see you, my lady. She's one of our
Amazing
best,
too.
biggest supporters. She's in all of our streams. But it's just why you should have, and I know some of the people here didn't have the opportunity to, but Hexagon should have made their sacrifices and made their sacrifice bags however they could, and then be prepared to fill those bags after Pulsechain launches with whatever they can. So if you enjoy the product of Hex and you enjoy what Richard Hart does, and you want some of those things like we all do, then get yourself a couple bagfuls of that stuff and hold on. And because this is, again, Richard made Hex to be a long-term play. It's everything in Hex is involved. It involves a long-term play. No trading, no get rich quick. Even though some of us, over 3 years, that's pretty damn quick. When I've been out there for a long time trying to get rich, and it happened in a few years. So, it is a get rich quick kinda, quicker than anything else out there that you're going to find. Crypto's a thing you don't want to miss and you don't want to get wrong. And by being here, you're not missing it because it hasn't launched yet. So you're still in the beginning of it. Just like when Ethereum launched or Bitcoin launched, you're going to be there at launch day. Maybe you're not one of the angel investors that got into Bitcoin before, it started and all, but you're going to be there, year one. So just think about that. You're year one. Just chill, get your bag and hold on. But always remember this. And I say this on every stream. Hex is the GOAT. Pulsechain was invented by Richard for one reason and one reason only, to make Hex better. He told us a long time ago, if Ethereum ever screws us, if Ethereum ever doesn't work out for us, I will fork it and make a better chain for Hex. And that's what Pulsechain is. It's not some new freaking badass chain that's supposed to take over all the chain. It's supposed to make Hex better. Now, if it makes all of crypto better, then yeah, great. PulseX is there to make Hex better. Don't forget that either. Those two products are being built to make Hex better. So if Hex is already as good as it is on a shit chain like ETH, what's it going to be on Pulsechain? What's it going to be with having a DEX like PulseX? That's what everybody has to start thinking about. Hex is the GOAT. Hex is the value. Hex now, if it did 10,000x on Ethereum, why couldn't it do another 10,000x on Pulsechain or more? Because it's going to be better than it was on Ethereum. So that tells me the thing that I'm looking at most, I want as much Hex as possible. Period. End of story. That's what I want. So.
Yeah. So, Captain, can you tell us, what about the events? And I know I'm not trying to avoid this subject. I absolutely agree. Holding is a great, comfortable position to be in and be grateful for what you've got. Also, it's going to be chaos. But what's happening with Hex and the community events? Well, I know the cruise is coming up. What have we got? Anything else coming up? What else is going on?
Yeah. So I'm going on tour. So I'm going to be doing the DeFi live tour. I'm going to be going to up towards San Jose, then to Washington State. Then it looks like we're going to Colorado, Chicago, and then we're moving on to New York, North Carolina, Texas, and then back to California. Hold on one second.
That's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to be bringing the products and the successful DeFi projects that are going to be built on Pulsechain to the people. So we're going to have different projects that are being built on Pulsechain come out with us. So we'll be doing like a 4-hour seminar. We'll do an hour before and after, a meet and greet, and then a dinner, a VIP meet and greet and dinner for VIP tickets. And then we're going to have a few hours of, I'm going to go through, the history of crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then, the evolution all the way to DeFi, true DeFi. And that's Richard Hart's ecosystem with Hex, Pulse, and PulseX. Lay that out there for everybody. And then we'll have some of the other guest speakers talking about their products and what they're doing on Pulsechain, and then just kind of have a dinner afterwards and hang out and answer questions and talk to folks. And we're going to do that all around the country. So that's going to be the DeFi Live tour.
That sounds amazing. That's so cool. How long will that take, do you reckon, to do that whole trip?
It's going to be the rest of the year, and then we'll regroup and see what we're going to do. We're trying to put together some really cool prizes, programs for the whole event, so that it's going to end. It's going to start at the cruise, kind of like the kickoff at the cruise, and it's going to end at a cruise back in California here. So we're going to end and have another cruise coming out of Long Beach.
That one, I'm
Nice.
I like that, Capitan.
Where the hell is Long Beach?
Don't worry, Sammy. Just come to my house, you two.
Yeah, you get out here, and we'll get you on there.
My depa. I'm speaking Spanish. My apartment, and I put little things so you can stay. Anyone who wants to come to California, you're welcome in my 2-bedroom apartment. Maybe by then, I might have a 3 or 4-bedroom. Who knows?
So that's the one thing that we're doing. We're picking up where Crypto Spa Book left off with the Million Pulse Tour. We're still going to be incorporating a lot of the things that they were going to do, because they're in Europe doing a tour there. So this year it's going to be me in the States, and that's I'm kind of going to be taking over their tour from here and go around the country and talk to the Americans while they go and talk to the Europeans. And then maybe we'll do some kind of cross come together at the beginning of the year next year or something, and do something in Europe or Australia or wherever we can.
Or in Spanish. Or
in Mexico. I've been invited to Mexico too. So that might end up on this tour. We're still working on that. So we'll see what happens.
Mexico scares me, to be honest.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So it should be a lot of fun.
Mexico.
We're going to get a lot of information out, and basically just bring your onboards. We're going to help people who have trouble explaining DeFi or have trouble explaining Hex to people, or to their onboards, their people. So we're going to help them to onboard their folks, and that's what it really is for, is just to go out and do a mass onboarding again, because there's something about this 2D thing that we have here. I mean, this is great. I met all of you here on stream, but me and Georgia really met each other in person.
It's not the same.
Me and Sammy really met each other in person.
Yeah.
And that changed the whole game for us. Now we're friends. Now we're actually friends, and we trust each other. There's a whole different level of trust, And Klaz and I, we've met too, right? We met in Vegas.
No, that was my alternative class. I hope she was hot and sexy for you. And nasty things.
I thought you were in
No,
Vegas. I guess I'm wrong.
No, but she will come to a future events for sure. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
Klaz
right.
is fanging. Klaz is fanging to get over there. So am I. I want to find out. I want plenty of grace for the next big party. The next big
Yeah,
thing.
2025. I turned 40. It's going to be killer.
Oh,
I can
gonna
tell
be
everyone 2025 is like Johnny turns 50 and I turn 40. So I keep telling Johnny to pay for my birthday party, but he's not quite.
2024 is going to be a very good year. I think that's going to be a monster year. I think that's when DeFi is really going to come into its own. It's going to take a lot of work this year for us, legislatively, getting the word out in the crypto space. We're already seeing influencers, the bigger influencers, start to warm up to Richard. I'm not going to give them any credit yet, because they still have some, not apologizing, but they have some freaking atoning to do still, as far as I'm concerned, because they've been dogging us for the last 3 years, and Richard, and we've been here in support of him. So I'm not giving them a free ride yet. So they're still on blast as far as I'm concerned. But it's good to hear them talking about Pulse and PulseX and Hex in a different light. And I mean, for God's sakes, about time they talk about every other stinking crypto that's been around for 3 months that rug pulls on everybody. Oh, they'll blast the shit out of that. But a product that's been around for 3 years, that's immutable, has never been, wrong, has done nothing but go up and to the right, and is, absolutely flawless. They won't talk about that one. And now they're starting to tiptoe around it. You know, it's like, okay.
I will reserve. I will take the fifth on that.
Yeah, well, I saw BitBoy, the little clip on Twitter of BitBoy the other day saying he'll be adding Hex to his portfolio.
He said, I'm going to be adding Hex to my portfolio.
Yeah.
I said.
I know, right?
It's okay.
Us being here from the beginning, I respect what you've just said. You know, Hex was never about following influencers and listening to what they say.
No.
You know, it's about truth, and it's about what Richard's taught us about safety and scams and everything that goes with it. And I respect that. And I'm the same as you. I'm not about to go, oh, Hale, now you like Hex. Like, nah, not happening. And I totally agree. They've got a long way to go for Richard's respect. And
the space needs to know who they are and what they did, and who we are and what we did, because we stood our ground and we didn't let them foot us out. We didn't let them talk shit about us and stop us or talk shit about Richard or about Heck. We kept standing our ground. And now we own Twitter. And now we own the YouTube spaces. We're Coffee's getting more views than all of these other big streamers now. Every single time he streams, he's getting more views because people want to hear what he has to say. They want to know what true DeFi is. Space is tired of them. See, those guys were all paid from the get. From the get, they were paid to shill the shit that they shilled.
Those guys say their contract is over. That's why probably.
Their contracts are over. Well, because none of them can get paid anymore because a lot of those contracts that they had are gone and done with because those cryptos are gone and done with, have rug pulled. And we're the ones that are still here. Why? Because we were an organic community. It was organic. We wanted to stream about it because we knew what Richard had done and we understood what Richard had done. So that's why we're still here and they're not, because the truth shall set you free. And we were backed up by Hex the whole time. I didn't have to be a freaking genius. I didn't have to be. I wasn't a crypto genius. I wasn't as smart as a lot of these freaking streamers that are out there, but I beat the fuck out of all of them. Excuse my French, but I beat them. I beat all of them. I made more millionaires than they did. They wrecked people. I made millionaires.
Yeah.
I made people in this community millionaires. And they come up to me and tell me all the time, thank you, RG, for that. Thank you, RG, for this. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for making me EES before Big Payday. Thank you, RG, for the stuff that you put out. Thank you for streaming and making other streamers that taught me what to do. That's what we did. And we did it organically. Richard never paid any of us. Hex never paid any of us. We were just holders and we knew what Hex was. And that's why this community is organic. And that's why it's so successful, because we are the only organic community in all of crypto that has survived and thrived and continues to grow today. And that's why we have whole streams just full of women and whole streams. We've got so many streams out there. Like today, there was 3 or 4 going while we were streaming today, all on Hex. And it's
really
freaking beautiful.
It's getting massive, isn't it? And all the people on Twitter.
Yeah. And it is so wonderful what everybody's doing, that even though we, the new people who have not yet tasted the sweetness of Hex, we are here because we believe and because we trust. That's what I'm here for. And I think it's going to be amazing that we share that with the ones coming. You know, you guys lead the way, and you are guys doing an incredible job from day one, from the day that I started watching the streams. Every single streamer out there. So the important thing is if you think that you can bring something positive to the community, just do it. Just go for it.
Exactly.
You know, we don't have to be the same. You don't have to be an expert on reading charts. You don't have to be an expert on the history of Bitcoin or Ethereum or crypto or be so technical speaking. Look at me. I come from I'm here from my kitchen. I'm a mom, just like a lot of the moms out there. And I've learned with these guys. And today I think I'm a little bit more knowledge than I was yesterday, because I've been learning from all of you. And I want to share that with all the other,
There you go. And that's what it's about. Share from your heart.
Yes.
Share from your gut. Go out there and just do it with passion, because we're helping people. We're literally helping people. You're Don't be afraid to be you and go out and passionately share this, because this is not going to hurt anyone. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt anybody. Why? Because Richard built an immutable product that is true DeFi crypto. That is what everybody has always wanted, was a true non-corruptible working model of DeFi crypto. That's all we've ever wanted. Those of us who have been in crypto for years and years and years. That's all that we've ever wanted. And Richard delivered it to us. And it's been proofed for 3 years. Flawless. So guess what? We can all get out there with confidence. We were the first ones. We did it from the beginning. We knew what he did. But now it's time for everybody else to get out there and go do it. Because if you go out and you share it, then you're going to help others. And that's what we need to do. Everybody needs to start streaming and passionately going out there and just sharing their heart and letting people trust what it is that you're saying. We got to get trust from people, because this space is nobody trusts crypto, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. 99% of the shit is crap. We're that 1%.
Sorry, Captain. I just want to say also, I love my boy Richard Hart, and I've got so much mad respect for the guy, and he's doing amazing things. Already has done amazing things for our community. But the thing that I also like about it, he said to everyone, hey, I'm giving you a second chance. You've seen what I can do, and you wish you were part of it. I'm giving you a second chance. And that's what's happening now. So, because he's a very kind, generous man. But just others couldn't see that.
I've got to go get ready for the effing. Thank you for letting me
pick up soon anyway. Thanks, Captain.
Yep. Thanks for letting me jump on your ship. Class, make it, Miriam, Georgia, and my lovely Sammy. So thank you for letting me.
Thanks for coming on.
Good to see you.
Catch you guys later.
We're gonna be watching play the game, please.
Yes, we're gonna play the game, and we'll have fun. See you guys.
We'll be watching you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Always good to see the captain coming in, and he speaks from the heart, and I love it about him.
So much passion.
I like it when he makes people walk the plank. Like, it's good when he lines someone up for that. I'm like, here we go. Sammy, what were you saying? Like, Richard is going to be giving away to charity some of his collection.
Yeah, so Richard's got some really nice cars. He, I know he's got at least one Ferrari. I don't know if that big 4-wheel drive Mercedes was his or not. But he said in a tweet that he's thinking about giving his cars away to charity. And did anyone have any charities in mind that they'd want to see those vehicles be donated to? Which, I mean, those vehicles are worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not maybe some millions. I mean, used car prices are going up as well on generic cars, let alone, prestige cars just gain value regardless. So I thought that was really kind of Richard. And, I think that, others would say he's having, he's had this identity crisis and he's coming out as this new person. But the funny thing is, if you see Richard, he's a really genuine, nice guy on the inside. And he's just very raw, very uncut. And it's kind of funny, but he's very misunderstood and people take him the wrong way. And, without outright major marketing that came along and, no one liked, a lot of people did and some people did. I know Hopper loved it and Lindsay loved it. But now he's trying that new sort of type personality type thing. That is him. That is, I believe, on the inside, he's that caring, loving, generous guy. That's coming.
I think he's like, obviously, with someone of his intellect, like they're complex people. And just like Maddie said on one of his streams recently, his latest stream, which I was listening to on 2X, and he said that at one time you can understand that you have different emotions. Like, at the same time that you're sad, you might also be angry and a bit happy, and you might have a few emotions. Same with personality traits. It's not like if you have different aspects to your personality, you're not going to be like having them in sequential order. Like today I am aspect A and tomorrow B and tomorrow C. Like they all exist at the same time. So I think Richard, with his complexity, has different aspects to his personality, and he chooses which parts of his personality he's going to put forward depending on, whatever. So I think it's great that he's giving money away to charity, and I think it will, it will shine a light on the charities that he chooses, and it will be interesting to see which one he chooses and why. Like, is it? And I believe, or at least I think, that he's thinking about the end product, like charities that, for medical research, for example, that the end game would be to make a difference from a practical perspective. So that's what I would be looking for. And in particular, maybe working in some stem cell research into something. So the one that I put forward was the Parkinson's charity. And the reason I did is not because I have a close family connection to people with Parkinson's, although I have a lot of aunties and uncles, and at least one of them does have it. And same in most families, if you have a big enough family, there's going to be someone that has Parkinson's, because you can pick it up clinically easily early. And that's the thing that I like about targeting Parkinson's for research, is that from a clinical examination perspective, you can visually see that a person has Parkinson's relatively early in their disease course, and it hits some people in their 40s. And so they have their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, whereas if you hit them early with some new, medication, stem cell, whatever the intervention is, they have like 30, 40, 50 years with their family. So that's why I put forward Parkinson's. Did you guys make any other suggestions for Richard?
No, I haven't. I haven't done it. I think this is Richard. Richard is a very generous guy. We probably don't see half of the stuff that he has done. I think that it's just the beginning of something wonderful. I think the most important thing that he's doing is he wants to fix the world, and he wants to fix the money. I think with money, at least in my life, I can do a lot more. I can help a lot more people, not only around me, but also with my community affairs and everything that I do. So I think it's wonderful. I would like to see something to do with children. I'm a mom, so I did not submit anything to him, because I'm sure that a lot of people have probably done it. But I think in the future, if it's not through Richard, through me or through my fellow Hexicans, also, set the example and work together with, I don't know, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, Children's Hospital of LA, Los Angeles, who are not only for Los Angeles. We have kids from all over the world who come here to the hospital, and they're helped no matter what the status is or what their problem is. So I think anything to do with children will be amazing. So this is just the beginning. Richard is doing a lot of charity, sharing his knowledge with us, I think. Thank you, Richard. I'm a recipient of your benevolent charity to the world. Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that, Georgia, and I love that you're thinking of others. And that's just you because you're beautiful. But there's a lot of other Hexicans that you've met who also follow that same genre that we see all the time in the Hex community, very caring and compassionate. Yeah. And it'll be interesting. I hope Richard does update us with who he does donate the cars to, because it'd be interesting. I think I said the homeless, I think the homeless, the needy, but there's so many people in need across the world who would benefit. I see a lot of the Hexicans would love some of his cars and be happy to pay a lot of money for them too. So that's also interesting.
Or maybe that could be donated to charity. We have, for example, Children's Hospital Los Angeles. They do a big charity event with big names, and they with the people attending the gala, they give away the car. So they sell tickets for $1,000 each one, and people pays it with no problem. And we have like 400 or 500 people in that charity. Probably Richard's cars are way more expensive than $500,000. But that's just the beginning of the potential that an action like giving away a car, the domino effect in the benefit to any organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, sorry to cut everyone off. We're getting close. I don't like to go over on the captain's time. So we're going to wrap it up. So hopefully next month, which is usually our Richard Hart. So in the last 2 years, the last Friday in April, we've streamed with Richard Hart, but he's so busy. He's not answering anyone's messages, and that's usual for him. He doesn't read email messages. So we might not have him, and if he pops on, that'd be amazing, but I haven't seen him anywhere. So, but yeah, I just wonder, maybe Pulsechain have launched next show. I mean, could be. Who knows? Who knows what we're in for? But I'd like to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in chat. Love you guys all. And And you ladies, thanks for joining. If you want to go around the room, let us know where we can follow, where we can find you, and we'll wrap up.
Go class.
Okay, my Twitter handle is just here. If you'd just like to say to Richard, thank you for everything you've done and the opportunity for Pulsechain and for Hex. And yeah, thanks for having me on, Sammy. And it's great to stream with you, Georgia, and Miriam as well.
Always great to have you. You're an asset to our community.
Thank you, Sammy.
Yes, absolutely. She's amazing. You can find me on Twitter all the time, Twitter Spaces. I represent the ladies of the Hex community as much as I can. It's usually full of men, so I go up there and I even put I jump as a speaker. I might not be speaking, but I'm there representing. At Carrera, Georgia, you have down here, and also Moms in Crypto. I'm reactivating my Moms in Crypto page and YouTube, and we're trying to do a lot of the streams with also Rolando Cryptos. I'll post the site in English and Spanish. And thank you today to Fun and Jim. We had RG3, our first guest, and we also have had Crypto Coffee last week. So amazing, incredible information. So go check it out. It's in English, so quite different than the usual interview that you hear from the streamers.
You're killing it, Georgia.
And then for me, you can find me on Twitter. Also, I'm new there. I haven't been there in like so long. I also have a YouTube channel here. I only post crochet stuff there. But yeah, I mean, I've been learning a lot from like everyone. Like I've been watching everyone's streams from behind. I haven't really commented or anything, so it's kind of surreal seeing everyone here. And like RG, I was like, oh my god, it's him, because I've been watching him for a while.
Well, welcome to the community. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Miriam. And just to let you know, you are welcome anytime. Jump in, say hello. Great to meet you, and welcome. And you guys, you know who I am. You know where I'm on Twitter at Sammy Chica. Thank you so much again. We're gonna go now. And wishing everyone a fantastic weekend. Do something fun. Don't stare at your computer. Don't
play with your V3, guys.
Play with that V3, and we'll see you next
time. V3.
See you.
Five, four, 3, 2, 1.